1 minute here, you're looking for a decent coffee. The next, you've hit a military checkpoint patrolled by the UN. This isn't your average European city break. This is Nicosia, and it's complicated. I'm Ronnie, and my travel style can be a little intense. If you're up for a really immersive travel experience, you're in the right place. I'll be honest, I always assumed the capital of Cyprus was somewhere on the coast, probably Paphos or Larnaca, where the airports are. But no, it's here, inland. This is the only capital city in the entire European Union that's currently divided. And the whole story is contained within these massive Venetian walls.
So today I'm in the capital of Cyprus, Nicosia. Not far from Larnaca, maybe about 30 minutes drive. There's an old town and stuff here. It seems like a pretty big city. So I've got a couple of days here to explore it. So I think there's some sort of event going on here today, but the porn music has started. Bang, chicka, wow, wow. I mean, that's what it sounds like, right? Yeah, we're on this, I think it's a bridge over a dry riverbed, I guess. And this is just the outskirts of the old city, which has still got walls around a good part of it. I think the walls were built by the Venetians in the Venetian era.
These weren't just stone barricades, they were a cutting-edge military design, a star fort built to deflect cannonballs, not just absorb them.
So up here, you can walk along the top of the old Venetian walls that go around all of the old city. There were walls that existed here before, but the Venetians reshaped, redrew the borders, brought everything inside the walls, made these shorter but much wider walls made to withstand cannon fire. Yeah, it turns out they were right to be worried about the Ottomans, because the Ottomans then did invade, eventually captured Cyprus and Nicosia, but it took them about 7-8 years, I think, so the walls probably slowed them down, I'm sure.
The Venetian commander was so obsessed with creating this perfect circle of defence, he demolished hundreds of existing buildings, including churches and palaces that got in the way. A bit ruthless.
So the city used to just be inside these walls. It was mostly after the British colonisation of Cyprus that the city started to expand outside of the walls. So you've kind of got the new outside of the walls and the old within. I mean, you see the size of the city now. It's massive. I've got a bit of the aqueduct here. A thing they can thank the Venetians for. And this is Famagusta Gate, which is one of the entry points.
Of the city's 3 original gates, this was the VIP entrance. It served as the main artery connecting Nicosia to the all-important port of Famagusta.
There are some big-ass doors. You wouldn't have a problem getting your new sofa through that, would you? This is a really cool park that runs along part of the walls and separates the old part of the city from the new. New. Old. New. Old. I'm going to get dizzy. But it's got a nice space. I don't know if they had like a moat or whatever around the walls. And that's what this was. Similar in Medina and Malta. Around the walls. I think it was the old moat is now parkland. Now this is really nice. I like this building behind me as well. It's got lots more so on the other side, but it's got loads of plants, greenery. Here we go. Oh, aren't you impressed by that? Classic Cypriot fountain. I like the shape of it, that's quite interesting. Oh, this is cool. The bridge. It's just a footbridge. I was up there earlier. I like the supports. They sort of, I wonder, because I'm getting all fucking arty and creative here, but are they inspired by the walls, you know, like the chunky stumps and slopes? A really nice space. And it's cool to be mixing the old with the new like that. I bet this is a popular spot in the height of summer Get some shade in the sun. I imagine this is full of people. So this is like the main street in the old town, I think. There's a sign over there. Museum, church, school, bank. Right, so everything is this way. That's quite nice. They've got all these shades over here, which I'm sure in the summer is appreciated, but I want the sun. High's 23, 24 today, I think. It feels warmer because we're inland as well. So like a lot of Cyprus, it's a mix of new and old. Like this building is obviously pretty old. And then from what I've seen, this tower is the former Debenhams department store, is like the central point. Here, I believe it has a museum up there. Well, this street looks nice. What's going to look? Is it just nice because it's in the sun? Maybe. Yes, I'm quite interested in this city because, to be honest, I'd never heard of it. Some beautiful buildings around though. Look at this one. Nice. Look at that, 1895. So I think I'm just going to get lost in here, see what I come across. I might not always know what I'm looking at, but I can find out later. Oh, what's this? Although they're not the tallest bell towers, they're nice looking bell towers. I don't know how much of a tourist destination Nicosia is. I don't think much. I mean, there are like signage for sites and stuff, but it's, you know, I think most people come to Cyprus, they want the beach, and this is inland. Maybe people do day trips and stuff. Yeah, so this was a church over here, and when the Ottomans conquered Cyprus, it was heavily damaged, so they repaired it, put a new roof on, added the minaret, turned it into a mosque. So it looks like there was a small chapel or something here, and they've gone and built this massive modern, when I say modern, it's obviously not old, but they've tried to make it look old, I guess. Permanent thing, but I feel like Cyprus, everything's under construction. Maybe that's really good. Maybe that's investment and stuff into improving the cities, or I don't know. Maybe they're just taking a long time to finish jobs that they started a while ago. So this is the Nicosia Town Hall. It's built over these foundations of whatever was here before. It is the archaeological site of Palaion Demarchion. Whatever that is. Okay, so there were two parts to it. One part was a church, a Byzantine church dating back to the 11th century. It was then destroyed in a fire. They don't really know when. They think somewhere between the 13th and 15th centuries, I think it said. Now, I guess this is going to tell us about the other part. Well, it's like a second church. So the building was built in different phases, basically. Oh, why is that? What is that? That's unusual. It's got all the numbers. The years. No, they're not years. What on earth is that? Is that Harry Potter? Looks like Harry Potter. I'm sorry if he's someone significant in Cypriot history. I'm walking down here. You can see the mountains in the distance. That's nice. Nice landscape around here. Also, I don't mind like the rustic nature of a lot of the buildings. The ones that have been restored, wow, look amazing. This is cool, but it's right next to the bins, so it stinks. It's quite bohemian around here, arty. Lots of little bars, art galleries and stuff. There's lots of these as well. I think obviously where they've been building, they've found remnant to old buildings. Coffee shop. That'll be. This looks cute. That was a really nice coffee shop. Recommend that. Actually, probably the best coffee I've had so far in Cyprus. So since the Turkish military intervention, Nicosia has been a divided city. I'm sure you know already, Cyprus in the south. It's the country Republic of Cyprus, part of the EU. And in the north, it's the Turkish Republic of Cyprus, which is only recognised by Turkey. And there's a border, a ceasefire zone, the Green Line it's called, that separates the two, and it runs right through Nicosia.
The name Green Line has nothing to do with nature and everything to do with a green pencil. In 1963, a British general drew a ceasefire line on a map, and the name stuck. The resulting buffer zone can be just a few metres wide in the city.
So this house, literally its back garden, if it has one, is in the buffer zone. Everything north of that is Turkish controlled. As I say, the north only recognised by Turkey as an independent republic. And there is a border crossing in Nicosia. So later, I'll grab my passport and we'll hop over into the north. Can't count that as a new country. Unless you're in Turkey, you can count it as a new country. So much history here. I know that's a really cliche thing to say, but there really is, from the Venetians, the Ottomans, the British, independence. No history expert, but what I understand is that there was a movement to try and unify Cyprus with Greece, and that wasn't well received. And that is an interesting thing to have on. But two interesting things: gas mask sign and a Welsh flag. It's very peaceful here as well, considering, you know, it is a big city. So that border security point. Oh my god, they've got like a figure of a military man. I would know it's a UN soldier staring at me, wondering why I'm filming his car. My bad. Don't want to cause an international incident. I'm quite interested in walking around here because some of the properties are like abandoned, derelict, and other ones are like really well maintained. They look really nice. Obviously, as interesting as it is, the current situation in Cyprus, sad thing about it obviously is that lots of people fighting and civilians, lots of lives lost at one time. And this was just part of the city and people lived. I'm guessing no one lives in the buffer zone now, because that would be occupation, right? Or you'd have to, other than the UN. It's so strange. Right, you've got a, ceasefire, demilitarized zone, UN soldiers patrolling, cameras and everything everywhere, and then literally a minute walk from me, you've got this little bohemian street, cafes, bars, independent shops, boutiques and stuff. Life goes on, I guess. It's so strange when this is literally on the line. And just in front of me is a big UN no parking sign. And we can't go that way. And we can't go straight because it's part of the ceasefire, the Green Line. And this is it in an image, really. Demilitarised zone controlled by the UN, Greek and Cypriot flag and Turkish flags. And so there is a crossing point on the main street here in the old town. But it really does otherwise cut off the city. And these bits seem obviously right. Well, maybe people living in those ones just behind, actually. Should probably be careful what I say about it because I'm not well informed enough to know. Well, for so many years this was just one city and now it's two. You can see this beautiful building behind me. As you get over the border, it's just derelicts. So even one building, the line goes through the building. Part of it's occupied. People are out there putting plants in pots. Like, really interesting. Sad, interesting. I don't know. It's one of these conflicts that there's a resolution for. It really is a beautiful city. I really like it. It's obviously got lots of history. Sad history, a lot of it, but it makes it an interesting place to visit and learn more about. That's interesting, this little bar next to this part of the line of the Berlin Wall. And this wall's still standing. And it's pretty bustling now. Just all cafes and restaurants and stuff, it's quite nice. Because this is the border crossing point.
The opening of this checkpoint in 2008 was a landmark moment, and just like that, you're in northern Cyprus.
I'm now in the north. I have changed clothes. I went back to the hotel and showered. Slightly different colour. This is apparently one of the things you should see on this side of the city.
First stop, the Büyük. Think of this as a 16th century service station for merchants. The ground floor was for parking your camel, while the upstairs rooms were for a night's rest.
So it was built by the Ottomans, I think, after their conquest of Cyprus in 1571. 6 to 8 rooms, and the little dome in the middle is a small mosque. That's cute. So it's a little tax haven. There's no, in this green line area, there's no tax. Up to 260 euros. You can take tax free. There's something different, although it's the same city, it feels different. It looks similar. Jesus. Fucking hell. I got run over by a man on a mobility scooter. Yeah, so this is the Gothic church turned mosque.
Originally a Gothic cathedral for crowning kings, it was later converted into a mosque by adding 2 unmissable minarets. The result is an architectural Frankenstein, a visual clash of French Gothic design and Ottoman conquest.
It's a shame I can't go in and see it. It must be quite interesting inside, I think. And this cat is just not bothered. He doesn't care if he's in Cyprus, Turkey, North Cyprus, South Cyprus. He's just chilling in the sun. It's bizarre. 1939. So that would have been towards the end of, but during the British occupation, this opened. And there's a point of difference. Turkish delight. Do like Turkish delight. Yeah, so on these stalls, a lot of the prices are marked up in lira and euros, so I'm guessing is it the official currency? The currency that is used here is Turkish lira. But they also accept euros because obviously people are coming in from southern Cyprus across that border. And then there's a painting of the church mosque. And it's interesting they've built these walls. And they've got these little spy holes in them. I wonder if I can fit that peacock in my cabin bag. Yeah, there is something, although it kind of looks the same. It's the same city, it's the same street. Well, off of the same street. It feels different somehow. It feels Turkish, I guess. You can certainly feel the influence. I guess if there wasn't this dividing line. Wait, is Princess Diana? I don't know who that is on the right. Is that Diana? Is it supposed to be Diana? Who's that supposed to be? The one in the middle looks like Lulu. Nicosia, the city where all colours live amicably together. Oh God, they've got switchblades. Just like a basket of them. Have a look, find out what blade you want. It's a silly thing to notice, but obviously the car license plates are different. I don't think the driving is any better though. And obviously this is part of the green line, but it definitely doesn't feel as nice as the southern part. It's maybe not fair to judge all of northern Cyprus based on this one part, but it certainly feels more like a place that's, you know, got unresolved conflict, more so than the south. Definitely feels like a place where economically they're not doing as well as the south. There are a couple of cities on the coast in the north, not far from here, just a view, but it's in northern Cyprus that I wanted to go and see, but when I picked up the car, they told me that if I crossed the border, while they can't stop me from doing that, that I wouldn't be covered by the insurance if I did that. So if that's something you're planning to do, you'll want to check that out. I don't know if you could cross the border here, for example, on foot and then hire a car here from a company in the north. You could probably do that, I imagine. Don't get me wrong, it still has a bit of charm to it. Prada bags for 20 euros, so you know you're in Turkey. Another old inn. There we go. Knife shop. Some of the cafes and bars and stuff look nice. Very nice looking coffee shops. Here, genuine Karl Lagerfeld bag here. Is that a copy? Like, have they genuinely made one like that with a little, what are those little figures called? That's what it looks like. Of Karl. I mean, he probably would, to be fair.
So that's Nicosia, a city that leaves you feeling a bit disorientated. It's one place, but it's also two worlds, separated by a line drawn with a pencil decades ago. You can walk through centuries of history and step across a UN-patrolled border in the time it takes to finish a coffee. If you want to see more videos like this, please give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really helps. Cheers, see you soon.